Alright guys, this is the first of a 3-part mini-series. I'd had this idea for a little while, and seeing something that Nerf Printed Hobbies has done recently, sort of similar but not quite, sort of spurred me on a little bit to get on with it and get it done. So this is basically a, like I said, mini-series that takes you through the hardware and the software that I use to capture my Nerf gameplay footage and other footage, and show you, not in depth, it's not a tutorial, I'm not going to go into all the gears and gizmos and all the different bits and pieces that you can do within the software, but I am going to show you what I do to get my style out there. And hopefully it will help someone, show somebody something they haven't seen before. The first thing we're going to cover today is the hardware element, so I'm going to quickly pass you over to other me, who's going to take you through exactly what I use to capture my Nerf gameplay footage. I hope you guys enjoy. So this is my Firefly 8S, and this is not a product overview. There are more than enough of those out there on the interwebs. This is the camera that I use. I got it from GearBest, I'll put a link in the description, and I got it when it was on sale, so for me I think the price to performance is reasonable. It wasn't overly expensive, it was about £85, and the things that I really like about it are the detachable lens hood. That kind of helps with the sun and the glare from the sun, and then allows me to put it into a waterproof case so I can use it at Flinging Skirmish when it's raining and things like that. The other thing that really drew me to it was the gyro. So this has got an internal gyro. I don't know if it's a digital one, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but what that does is when it's on, and I wanted it to work at 1080p at 120 frames a second, but it doesn't, it's only at 60 frames a second, so that's how I record. I record at 1080p at 60 frames a second with the gyroscope on, and I think that gives some really smooth footage. Obviously when I'm turning my head really quickly, it can struggle to keep up, but I think that's the same for most cameras. The other thing that I like, there's a feature on there that automatically checks for the amount of light that's available and adjusts the frame rate to accommodate that. I've only just recently found that, so I'm hoping that's going to change some of the footage that I record when I'm moving from indoors to outdoors. There's a little bit of a lag between if it's really bright outside and you move indoors or outdoors, either way. There's a little bit of lag for the camera to catch up, but when you're inside or outside, as long as you're not changing the level of brightness, it reacts really well, and I do like that about this. In terms of the back of the camera, it's got a really big screen on the back. It's really simple to operate once you get your head around using the buttons. It's not touchscreen, but you've got like 2 or 3 buttons you can use. The only thing that I would say that I dislike about it is I haven't found out how to delete all of the footage that you've recorded. So it captures files in, I think, 15-minute intervals. So if you're recording an hour, you'll get 4 files. I haven't found a way to delete all 4 files at once, so that's annoying. I have to delete them one at a time, but that's neither here nor there. I can just take the card out, put it into my PC, and then delete them from there. It's no big deal really. So yeah, that's the Firefly 8S, and I really enjoy using it. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Boya Lapel microphone. This was, I think, about £15 off eBay. I watched a bunch of reviews, and this came out okay for the price, and for the price I think it does really well. If you compare some of the other audios, and we're going to talk about sound in some of the later videos, I think this is really good. The little wind cover, the little foam wind cover, I think is really useful. I tested it with it on and without it on, and it makes such a difference having that on. And I've got to thank Groot at this moment for showcasing the lapel mic. The little crocodile clip can sometimes be quite tough to get off once you've attached it to your rig. So I either attach it to the front of my t-shirt, and sometimes it falls off because the material that I'm attaching it to isn't all that great. Or it'll be too tough, it'll get stuck in the webbing. So once it's on, it's great, but getting it on can be annoying sometimes. And it's got quite a long length of wire, and it's got a battery-powered conversion tube. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's so that you can use it for in computers, I think, or older machines that don't automatically power the microphone, and it needs an external power source. So that's a useful feature, but I never use it. So I literally just bundle the wires up, plug it into my phone, use the phone software, put it into my pocket or my little dump pouch, and that's how I use the microphone. I think recording the audio this way is 100 times better than using the camera's audio, or on my old action camera, the audio was almost non-existent. It was ridiculous, and I had to do so much to improve that audio that it was awful even after it had been improved. And by using the mic, it's focused directly in front of me, so you do miss some of the stuff that's going on around me, but you'll hear what I'm saying, you'll hear what's going on in my immediate vicinity, and it doesn't capture the wind. So the wind is the most important bit. As I'm running around, you might hear some of the rig jingling, creaking, or you might hear my footsteps bumping along, but there's not very often you hear the wind. And where we play, there's usually quite a bit of wind, so that's the best thing that I can say about having a separate audio. I know you can get much better ones, but for 15 quid, I can't complain. It does the job really, really well. So as you can see, I'm using a Firefly 8S action camera and a Boya Lapel microphone. And these two combinations work really well for me. I think they're cheap and they perform well. I think they perform well. In the next part of this mini-series, I'm going to take you through what I do to treat the sound that I capture from the microphone. And then we'll move on to the video editing that I do and the treatment that I apply to the footage that's captured. So I hope you guys stick with me and look out for the next video. If you like what you saw, you can please hit the like button or comment down in the comment section. If you didn't like it, let me know about that too. I always want to try and improve. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, you can click this button right by here. And if you want some more footage from me, you can click this button right by here. I'll catch you guys next time.